Well, it says it's 4:30, so we're live now. I'm cooking some butter chicken and naan today. Neither of which have I made before, so I didn't practice. I just kind of hopefully laid out myself the way I need it. I've got my instructions taped to my cabinet. I'm using both my cameras. I've got my webcam that can hopefully give us a good view here. I might change it next time, who knows. And then just the built-in cam on the laptop there. I've started a couple things already. I have some rice going. Obviously the naan is a yeast bread, so it does take like an hour. So I made this up, maybe an hour and a half ago. So we'll get to that in a little bit. I have no idea if this is loud enough, too loud, whatever. But here we go. So cooking's one of my many hobbies. As you can check any of my social medias, I surely don't do one hobby all the time. I've cooked, I've never really cooked professionally, of course. But I've always enjoyed it. I took culinary arts in high school. And having to learn to cook for my mom, that's probably what started it all. I like exploring different foods as well. So, this is making Indian food at home, which is fun. I like trying new stuff. The only real trick is to see if the kids will eat it. Also, one thing before I forget, I'm going to throw an apron on, because every time I don't, that's when I get some sort of oil or butter on myself, and I don't like that. So, in the post-stream stuff, I'll link where I found these two recipes if anybody else wants to try and replicate. They don't seem overly complicated. But I say that now, and let's see how bad I screwed up by the time we get to the end of it here. Hey, Mom's here in chat. Hey, Mom. Just dicing up some onions. I did a little bit of work beforehand to grating some ginger and chopping some garlic. Because that's kind of tedious, especially peeling garlic, and I didn't want to do that on camera because hopefully people know how to do that. If you're watching this for learning how to cook for some reason, I don't know why you would. I'm not anybody special, don't have a lot of expertise, I just like doing it. How you doing, Mom? So I've got some garam masala powder. I'll show you there, I guess. That's kind of easy to see. Nah. Just checking to make sure everything's working. But, yeah, we'll give this a start. This guy is going to be for the first part of the chicken cooking. So we need 1 teaspoon of garam masala. I'm probably saying it wrong, but I might go a little bit over on these measurements because I do have 2.5 pounds of chicken, and the original recipe asked for a little bit less than that. 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. Cool. Again, I don't know if I want to do this next time. I might try and get it down here closer so you can see my hands a little better. But for a start, this seems like a good place for it. 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. I don't have a 1/4 teaspoon out, so I don't know if I've got one at all. And if I do, a toddler probably ran off with it. So, we'll fill this up about halfway. Should be good. Rice is boiling. that should be okay. Add a tiny bit more water to it. That did not look full enough. So that should be good. Okay. So there's those 3 guys in my large bowl. Then I need a small bowl. Looks like it's one of these guys. For another batch of that with a tablespoon of garam masala. Half a teaspoon of turmeric. And 3/4 of cumin. Mom, I know you guys are watching Marvel, the MCU. What movie are you guys on right now? Got a little bit of mix, just kind of get mixed together. Not going to be a big deal. It's all going to go in one place. Now we need to cut our chicken, so I'm going to get... Yeah, it's kind of hard. I can't have too many cameras. Oh, Avengers. Yeah, me and Liam finished that one. And then we actually watched Iron Man 3 pretty recently. We haven't gotten back to them yet. Phase 2 is kind of the low end of the series. You've got Iron Man 3, which is not very good. Thor Dark World, which I still haven't seen, but also is not very good. Age of Ultron, not very good, but we start to get back to some better ones eventually. So I grabbed a plastic cutting board because I'm going to want to use my other cutting board again, and this way I can just remove this later. I don't have to worry about cleaning everything. Obviously, cross-contamination with chicken is a big deal. I know I'm off camera, but doing what I can. Yeah, everybody's here. You'll probably hear the kids run through at some point. Probably Cal. Liam's downstairs playing video games. So it says 1-inch pieces, so we'll get it kind of close to that. Just need to not be huge pieces is all. We all got outside, did some yard work today. The back patio's kind of getting put together. This weather's going to make it a little easier while we're all stuck at home. I'm not able to go out and commiserate with everybody like we want to. It says it's a 30-minute recipe. I imagine it's going to take me at least 45. Especially because I didn't have this chicken pre-cut. You know, every little step slows you down a little bit. But I didn't. There's no need to rush it. Even if it takes 45, 5:15 is still a pretty good dinner time at this house. Yeah, as long as it stays somewhat dry, I'm going to take Liam back up to that wilderness park we went to last weekend. We'll probably make a trip during the week. Make a good day of that. Get him back outside on the bike without the training wheels. Oh, I got a whole nother package of chicken. I'm using chicken thighs. A lot of these recipes kind of, it's either chicken breast or chicken thighs. You know, chicken thighs tend to be a little bit more tasty. Might be a little bit more fatty. But dry chicken is the worst. Chicken breast is easy to cook dry, so I definitely prefer chicken thighs if I have a choice. Unless it's fried or something, chicken strips, that's fine. Well, I used to be clean shaven. I've had multiple jobs where that was a requirement, and I don't like doing that, so we're not doing that anymore. Plus, then you can see my extra chins easier when I don't have when I have less facial hair. I hear Cal out there saying his favorite word of no. Perfect word for an 18-month-old. And you probably heard that screaming. That's his other favorite hobby, is screaming at his mother. I'm sure that'll die off by the time he's 19. Don't lose a finger. Not gonna lie, I know my knife skills aren't perfect. They're not the best, but I haven't lost a finger yet, so I think I'm mostly okay, knock on wood, right? This is a lot of chicken. Okay, that's the end of that. Get rid of this cutting board. I am using soap, I promise. See? Soap. Okay. Now, we need some butter. It says 4 tablespoons. We'll go a little bit more than that. One of my favorite Facebook memes is where it talks about being in your 30s or being an adult and you have a favorite spatula. I don't have a favorite spatula, but I do have a favorite spoon. This is my favorite mixing spoon that I thought was something nice or fancy, and my wife confirmed to me that this is indeed an IKEA mixing spoon bought like 13 years ago. But we're going to get this butter going here a little bit. Once that's melted down, we'll get the chicken in here. Probably have to dig my hands in that chicken again and wash my hands. Dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air. It's almost there. Let's start getting this in there. Yeah. Next time, not so much chicken. Yeah, there's been several times, like I mentioned it, but there's been several times I've been wearing a new shirt or a favorite shirt. I'm probably trying to talk over water, which is probably not great. But yeah, I'll be wearing like a new shirt or a favorite shirt. No, those will go in a minute. So this will brown for 7 or 8 minutes, and then the onions and stuff will go in afterwards. But yeah, I've made the mistake a couple times of wearing one of my favorite shirts and splattering oil, and then having to rush and work to get it out. So I've started wearing the apron because I'm tired of ruining shirts. Get a little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. Okay. Onion, garlic, cinnamon stick. There we go. Have this on the side. Check the rice. The rice is going to be done here pretty quick. Don't forget to test your tongs. While we wait on that, I might actually portion out my naan. Who's that? Oh, hey Tony. Yeah, the apron was a mom Christmas present a couple, 3 years ago, something like that. I don't know if I need that. It's gonna come out okay. Yeah, it came out just fine. So yeah, the naan, again, I made this dough, hour and a half, 2 hours ago. It's pretty easy. I don't have to let it rest overnight or anything, just let it rest an hour. Done it a couple portions here that then we can, and this is closer to done, but after the next step, you can kind of get going on that. Supposed to make 8 portions. We'll just keep dividing into triangles. Geometry is good for something, right, folks? You got to learn a little bit of math in some parts of your life. So those guys will go off to the side again for a second, because we got some other stuff to do. Trying to get these to brown up. They're not going to get cooked all the way through at this step. We're just going to try and get them cooked off a little bit, and then we're going to put them to the side to get our aromatics cooking, and then everything will go back in the pan after that. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I was just like, I've got a webcam. Laptop's got a webcam. Throw them both up, see what happens. So that's cool that you can enlarge it. I still might do a different angle next time. I don't know what's more beneficial, whether you want to see me cutting more or like a closer angle this way. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll do this again. If anything, it's just a little bit of fun, right? Sure, you can ask me a cooking question. I will see if I can answer it. I'm no expert, but I can figure it out. No, I break it all the time. Especially because I probably use too small of a pot. I don't think that's really going to change your spaghetti. I also have a little one. I've got a 1.5-year-old that, having full-size noodles is harder for him because he's going to try and eat the whole thing. He's going to choke on it. So pre-breaking them helps, and then you got to cut it afterwards too. But no, I wouldn't say that there's any problem with breaking your spaghetti beforehand. I think it's kind of silly to buy the like pot size spaghetti. Believe it or not, you can buy it so it's basically already broken in half. That seems like a surcharge for all of 3 seconds of work. So that's something I wouldn't recommend. But with something like spaghetti, it's more about the thickness that determines cooking time. So, breaking it in half isn't going to change how it cooks up for you. And again, especially if all you have is like a smaller, 3/4 whatever size saucepan this is, full size spaghetti doesn't fit in there anyway. So, okay. Let's fire this back up. Get those guys in there. And see how I'm going to have to rush here in a minute, because I'm sure I need to have something open that I don't. Small bowl, tomato paste. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with spaghetti, I'm not going to have this like giant pile of twisted spaghetti, which is really what really the long stuff is going to do for you. Otherwise, there's, you're just eating it, right? So, breaking it up is something I'd probably do even if I wasn't trying to cater to children. The only other really basic cooking thing I can tell most people is you don't always need to cook on high. A lot of people think high is the only temperature you need. Cooking stuff lower than high is definitely the first bit of advice I tell anybody. Yeah, presentation's tough. I'm not going to pretend that my presentation's going to be great. You know, that's another step. Having an area to do it is kind of a thing. So I've got a whole cinnamon stick going in here. Let's see, the small bowl of spices. So this was some garam masala, some turmeric, and some cumin. Let me turn this down for a second. Tablespoon of tomato paste. So we're going to go a little bit extra because, again, we've got a little bit more chicken than the original recipe calls for. So we're going to just go a little over there. Where'd that go? Underneath the microwave. Wants a whole can. It said of different recipes call for just canned tomatoes. Some call for tomato sauce. I'm actually going to be using a little bit. I'm going to be using fire roasted tomatoes with garlic because why not? Let's add more garlic. But I also like a little bit of that charred flavor that you get from canned fire roasted tomatoes. It just adds a little bit of an extra flavor. We're just kind of plain tomato sauce. You know, kind of missing something there. So we've got that. Cup and a half of water. And the chicken goes back in with this. So the chicken, whatever, all the chicken juices and butter that went with it, we're going to go right back in there. Get this guy heated back up. And get that up to speed. Okay. So now we're mostly done with that stuff. So we're going to do a little bit of cleanup here real quick. And I'm actually going to move the chicken over to this other burner. Because this one is the one that we're going to use to make our naan. So, that guy's getting fired up. Wipe and a flip. This is a part I'm not terribly confident in, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know if we're going to be good without it or not. So again, neither of these recipes I've made before. We're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants and seeing what happens. Okay, so let's get one more plate because of course let's just make more dishes that we'll have to do later. This needs to roll out to about 1/4 inch. I'm going to use a little bit of flour because I'm going to stick in here. Get out of my way, stuff. A lot of times you kind of just have to make do with the space you got. I don't have the largest kitchen, but you know, I think I've found a way to get all this stuff in here. Okay. All right, let's see how this first one turns out. We're hoping to get some bubbles out of this. Just a medium heat pan. Try and be patient, not flip it too early because it'll probably stick. So we'll see how it goes. Yes, so this is just a naan recipe that I found. It just takes a little bit of normal yeast. It has been hard to find at some of the grocery stores because everybody decided they wanted to make bread on quarantine. But just a little bit of this stuff, one packet, a little bit of just regular flour, some salt, some sugar. There's some yogurt in there, which is, you know, what kind of makes it the naan, the Indian style. And then it's just kind of cooked up. So it's, you know, it's a flatbread of sorts. You know, again, hoping I didn't screw it up. It seems a little bit easier than trying to make a full loaf of bread. You know, I plan on trying to do that at some point, but, you know, I don't think anybody wants to wait around for bread to be ready on a stream. So I started that a little bit beforehand. I saw a friend who shared a cheese making video last week, so I was like, huh, how hard is it to make cheese? So I might do that too if I get bored enough. Or squirrel enough. Shiny, let's try that thing. I guess while I wait a little bit, I will flatten out another one of these guys so it's ready to go. Maybe I didn't make it thin enough. I don't know. If Sandy was watching, he'd tell me what I did wrong. He knows how to make naan. Yeah, there should be, when this is over, I can send my mom a link to, that'll be like the saved video version of it, and then I'll probably be posting it to YouTube as well, but I'll make sure you guys get a link. If you come back to this profile and click on videos, it should just automatically save this in that section as well, I believe. Oh. Did I burn it? Did I burn it? I didn't burn it. It might not be thin enough, but didn't burn it. Cooked up a little bit. It's done. It's not as brown as we'd like, but let's try the next one that's a little bit thinner. Maybe that'll help. It's down just a touch. Ah, there we got some bubbles. It needed to be thinner and probably hotter, it looks like. It still needs to cook some, but that's more of what we want it to look like, I think. I don't know if anybody has any friends in Nebraska, but they, I don't know, it was 2 days ago, they got their probably final snowstorm like we did last weekend. They went from sunny and nice to, 8 inches of snow like we did. I don't know if you East Coasters have gotten your last snow or expect another snow or not yet. That looks a little better. Thinner was the key. Yeah, I guess we hope. It could snow in May. It's happened. Just cook this hotter. Let's try the next one a little hotter. Sometimes these pans don't heat up quite as well as I'd like. So yeah, this is pretty thin. This is getting close to that 1/4 inch. It was kind of quoted on the recipe. I didn't want to go too thin too early, but thin and pretty warm. This chicken mixture, not really going to thicken up too much until I get the sour cream here in at the end, with some more butter, of course, because it does say it's buttered chicken, so it's going to need more butter. We actually watched some Food Network for the first time last night in quite a while, because they've got some Chopped and stuff on Hulu. But the first time I cooked any kind of Indian food was probably back, I don't know, 2010, 2011, somewhere around there. One of the people that was on their next Food Network star, her name was Artie. And she had a show, because she had won that competition, she had a show called Artie Party. Because, of course, you have to have something kitschy. But she made like an Indian dish with some pita bread, but instead of, traditional meat, it had hot dogs in it. And I thought that was kind of a neat idea, because it's something I'm going to try on my 6-year-old who can be picky. Try and fool him into trying something new by saying, hey, this is made with hot dogs. It might look like something you haven't had before, but you like hot dogs, right? Hopefully that'll work. This, he'll probably try it. He'll eat some bread, he'll eat some rice, and then he'll probably say he's full and try and run downstairs to play video games again. I'm sure that's a story none of you know. Ah, there we go. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Those kind of brown bubbles like that. Next time I make naan, I'll probably make garlic naan or onion naan. You can kind of do a lot of stuff with it. It's kind of a blank canvas. It's pretty good on its own too. Here tonight I'll probably throw some of the Throw some rice on the plate, throw the butter chicken on the rice, and then kind of have the naan on the side. I'll be right back. You want to see what Daddy's doing? Can you look there? Is that Callum and Daddy?
Daddy.
Can you wave? You say hi? Say hi.
You.
Yeah, I'm cooking. Kind of hard to cook and hold you at the same time, but... Is this dinner? Are you hungry? Yeah. Hot. Hot. Yes, everybody, this is Callum. Say hi. Mima's on there. She can hear you. Say hi, Mima.
Yeah.
I think he tried. This one is definitely going to eat all of this. He is not a picky eater. He enjoys his food. He won't be complaining tonight when I put his plate together. Can I put you down?
What?
I know. I gotta roll this out. Can I put you down? I'm gonna put you down for a second. I will give you a little bit of that so you can play with it though. Here. Oh, go show Mama. Yeah, it's a lot harder with Liam than it is with Callum right now. And Callum will get there too, you know. When they're this age, as long as it's not revolting, they're going to put it in their mouth, right? They're going to try it. But Liam can be pretty picky and get distracted easily. And, you know, that's just the life of a 6-year-old, and that's fine. A lot of times the trick is just getting him to eat enough. I'll get into the habit if I don't think he's eating enough after dinner, I'll offer him a piece of bread with peanut butter. Fatten him up the basic training way. Make him eat peanut butter. Yeah, I think our cousin Tyler was on the skinny kid waiver while he was at basic. What, did you lose it? Did you lose it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm making it into bread. So, you'll get some more later, okay?
Yeah.
No. Ah. See, now I'm getting distracted. Kids and dogs and things. Yeah, that was, I remember I don't think there was anybody in my flight at basic training, but I remember one kid, he was basically required to stay behind and eat like 6 of those little single serving peanut butters before he could leave the dining facility every day. Oh yeah, I eat way more of the peanut butter that gets brought into this house than the kids do. And I'm sure I can't blame you at all for that, Mom. Yeah, I mean, we had dining facilities the whole time, so I don't know if they still, when we went out to our, like, 1 week field training thing we did, I don't know if they got extra MREs or anything, but like I said, I didn't have any of those kids in my flight, so I just remember, like, the one he was sitting behind, just taking his merry time, eating peanut butter, where the rest of us, of course, get out, get moving, did you drink all your water? Flip over your cups. Drink all your water, but don't drink too many, you'll die. I could do this naan thing all day. Yeah, I was one that I don't know, maybe 3 pounds under the limit when I went in. I think it was 192, or maybe 189 when I went into basic, and I lost a grand total of 3 pounds. The nice thing about naan is it doesn't have to be a uniform shape. I kind of like that. I like to cook. I don't think I'm much of a baker. Baking's got too many rules. You do one thing wrong, you're no longer making the right thing. Yeah, I think they measured me at 5'10 and a half, so they round up to 5'11, and that's why I was under the limit going in. But I've always kind of been a thick boy, so I didn't lose a ton of weight while I was in. Yeah, I'm not patient enough for baking. I like to wing it a little bit every now and then. I could probably do it, but when baking needs to get done, my wife, she likes to bake, so I'll let her make cupcakes and that kind of stuff when we need to. So we're gonna actually get ready to do this last bit here. Heavy cream. Cilantro. Should have prepped this cilantro, but got distracted. Yeah, but I don't make the dough when we do Christmas cookies. I also eat a lot of that dough before it becomes a cookie. I could do a better job minding the stems here, but... cilantro is mostly a kind of a garnish on top of the butter chicken as soon as it's finally done. So we got that all chopped up. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. If you need lemon juice from a real lemon, it puffs up quite a bit. There's some bubbles in there. That's kind of what these bubbles are. It's probably twice the thickness it was before it went in the pan. But yeah, if you need lemon juice out of a lemon, just roll it on your cutting board a bit first. That'll make it a lot easier once we open that up. We're going to turn the heat off there. Slap that there. Those up for just a second. Slide you back over. Need about half a cup of heavy cream. We'll go a little bit up since we got more. Hey Cal, you brushing your teeth, huh? Two more tablespoons of butter. So, that many looks good. Mama! It never stops. Sun up to sundown. Calls for mama. Just a touch more. I'm going to give this just a couple minutes, see if it thickens up a little bit for us. So I'd like it to be a little thicker than that. Start scooping stuff off here. I get a portion of the rice. Well, that's still pretty hot, eh? Oh, where's the baby plates? Gotta get some of this in the freezer to cool off. one thing. A little bit. Don't want it quite boiling like that, but. Yeah, that's pretty good. I followed the instructions. So as I start to wrap up here, keep an eye on the socials. I'll be posting probably more again to my Facebook Polygeekism page. I'll share that again on my personal. I share a lot of this stuff on Instagram too. Also Polygeekism. I'll probably throw up a poll for our next food. I've got lots of cookbooks. But I'd like to either make something out of my David Chang cookbook or one of my Irish cookbooks. So I'll throw up a poll on that for anybody who's interested in voting on what I cook next. I'll also link these recipes when I share this again, so everybody can, if you want to try it at home. Like I said, these were pretty easy. A lot of cooking I found is you just have to follow some instructions. There's not a, there's other stuff I'm trying to work on. I need to work on learning some sauces. I got a friend that's going to hopefully help me out a little bit with that. But aside from that, I think I'm going to plate up a little bit of this. We'll take that cinnamon stick out at some point.
Mama.
Get a little bit of... Right? That's how you do it. So, there we go. There's the finished product. I hope you guys had fun. I did. I will definitely do this again. I don't care if more people show up or less. But, yeah, we're going to see how this tastes. We're going to try and feed it to the rest of the family, and hopefully they like it too. So, thanks for stopping by. Like I said, I'll share everything again. I'll be communicating out on those channels. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.